Don't forget, it's the end of British summertime and the clocks go back 1 hour in the early hours of Sunday morning. Nagra and Charlie.
Well, thank you for that nice big clock, because it leads us nicely into our discussion coming up next. Thank you very much, Sarah. So Sarah was saying the clocks go back this weekend. Some people, of course, think an extra hour of bed. Good. Not everyone, though, is a fan of the tradition.
Some people say that changing the clocks twice a year upsets the body's natural rhythm and disrupts sleep, which can lead to health problems. Others say that without it, winter mornings would be darker and more unsafe. Our correspondent David Sillito has more.
It's the weekend to change the clocks. An extra hour in bed. But also for some, a disruption to sleep patterns, a topic that's of increasing concern.
Today we've got a few songs like Sleeping Bunnies.
Which is what took me to this. The Together Project, a weekly intergenerational get-together to see if attitudes to sleep really are changing. And it soon became clear the older generation were very relaxed about the clock change and also about what bedtimes they'd had over the years.
Very late, actually. I'd stay up sometimes till midnight and watch something or read, and so I didn't have a regular bedtime.
I went to sleep around 11, 12 and got up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
I usually sleep reasonably well, but generally I don't really think about it.
As a young person, I used to try and get to bed very late.
The younger visitors, well, bedtimes were rather different, and the clock change, far from popular.
I would say I typically try to be in bed by about 10 p.m. I sort of see sleep as part of my overall wellness, and it's something that I try to prioritize in my life.
I would generally go to bed around 10.
That's quite early.
Yeah, I love my sleep.
If they didn't do it, would it be better or worse?
I don't think it should be a thing anymore. I think it disrupts a lot of people. I mean, obviously I have a baby and I'm going to have to explore what that means with her, although we might just have to roll with it. But I think everybody seems to dread this time of year. And it's one of those things where I think it had a time and a place when it was first instituted, when we were a farming society, and we're not anymore.
The UK did abolish the clock change in the 60s, but the effects, such as going to school in the dark in the north, led to us reverting back in the 70s. 50 years on, it's sleep health experts leading the campaign against it. America has made moves to abolish it, and there have been multiple attempts in the UK. But this concern about sleep has given us new information about the world's sleep habits. A new global study has been looking at data from thousands of under-mattress sensors that an increasing number of people now use to track their sleep patterns.
In the UK, there does tend to be quite late bedtimes and in turn quite late wake-up times as well. So we're showing about a 11 p.m, 11:30 p.m. bedtime and about a 7:30, 8 a.m. wake-up time.
So, a little insight into our sleeping habits. But would we be better off without this weekend's extra hour? David Sillito, BBC News.
We're going to talk to sleep expert James Wilson. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can I make a declaration of interest? Sleep, I don't know about you. Well, I do. The whole team's obsessed by sleep, aren't we?
I can't say how many questions I've had this morning whilst I've been waiting
from
your team
it's
about
shift
sleep.
work, isn't it? Which is a different, it's a separate story in a way, but linked necessarily.
Because you're out of sync, so when the clocks change, we go a little bit out of sync. You have to deal with that. If you're shift worker, you deal with it every single day.
Shift work I understand, because you're changing from a day shift to a long night shift often, and that can turn you upside down. Really, an hour? Does it really throw you out for more than a day?
And for most people, no, I would say, especially this change, because we're going back to the time it should be. So in the summer, we're knocking in an hour onto our body clock. It puts us a little bit out of sync. Shifting back to Greenwich Mean Time, this is the way we should be. So for me, it's easier because you feel tired at night. So on Sunday night, we'll feel tired earlier. Well, that's easier to get people to sleep. Yes, on Monday morning, you've got to get up. It will be a little bit more difficult. But as long as we don't panic, we'll be OK. What happens this time of year, you'll see stuff on social media. Panic, panic, panic. That's the thing that actually stops lots of people I work with sleep.
Do you think in a funny kind of way, even us talking about this now, could potentially lead to people going, oh, I was listening to the sleep expert on BBC Breakfast this morning and he said don't panic. And that almost could add to the panic.
It could.
You know, that's how the mind works sometimes, isn't it?
It could do, but it also allows us to challenge some of the things we see on social media around sleep, some of the sort of the myths,
like
the fads. Like that if you mouth tape, for example, you're going to cure your insomnia. Or if you mouth tape, you're going to cure your insomnia. Or
meaning what?
So you put a piece of tape across your mouth, it forces you to nasal breathe, and this is better for your sleep. That's the theory. But it's not very well researched. It is claimed that it'll help a condition like sleep apnea, which is quite a serious sleep disorder, and there isn't the research to show this. I haven't tried it, but lots of people do, and that they do that rather than going to get the help they need. So there's lots and lots of stuff like that on the internet.
Are we in the majority or the minority when it comes to countries around the world which change their clocks?
I think most countries do. I think we're lucky because actually Greenwich Mean Time, we are most in line with the sun. So a lot of the research around this is done in North America or Scandinavia, where they are quite significantly out of sync with their sun. So yeah, most countries do. If we're going to shift it to one, it's the Greenwich Mean Time. It's the time we're moving into. It shouldn't be as we've done in the past. When we did, as I said in the VT, we did it in the past, but we moved to British summertime. And that meant in Scotland, it was actually still dark at 9:30, and that isn't good for us.
I'm trying to figure out, I think it was post-war, when there was 2 changes. Did that mean that it went forward, say you went forward twice, and then you came back twice?
In different parts of the world, different people do different things. So in America, for example, people do that. And because it's state by state in America.
But do they go back twice?
So they will also go back. So yes, so they'll go forward and back.
And how forward? How many times do they go forward? Like, so how frequently do they go forward, or do they do the 2 hours at the same time?
Most countries do it twice a year, in spring and in autumn. But there is a really big sort of global movement of actually going back to standard time, which is the time that it is in
what do you
sort
think
of winter.
It should be?
I think it should be standard time because that's more in line with our body's natural rhythm. I understand at night, in the summer, you're not getting as much daylight, but actually that is better for our circadian health, the health of our body clock.
Going back, if you don't mind, asking in terms of what you personally will do. So Saturday night into Sunday morning, will you do anything differently?
No, I won't do anything different. We get an hour extra in bed, but that doesn't mean you're going to sleep an extra hour. And in fact, not sleeping an extra hour, your body's working efficiently. So although you might wake up and feel bad, just remind yourself you're an efficient human being. It's doing the right thing. Then on Sunday night, I will probably feel tired at around 9:30. I'll try and stay up as long as possible towards my normal bedtime, which would be about 10:30.
People always like to know people's credentials. I'm not doubting yours,
yes.
But you said a moment ago about your family history, which is kind of interesting given the line of work you're in.
Yes, my family made beds and mattresses, and I couldn't sleep. I'm genetically a poor sleeper. In my mid-20s, I was really, really bad, and I felt poor sleepers were being blamed for their sleep. We were being told we were idiots because just try harder.
And what was it your granddad used to say to you?
He used to say that you should spend money on either a mattress and your shoes because if you're not in one, you're going to be in the other.
If you can't afford a new mattress, I have heard that before. It's good. It's a bit of advice. If you haven't got money to buy a new mattress, one tip. Just if you are a poor sleeper, and it will be a very serious condition for many people, but one tip that just you think helps.
So for people I work with, if it's trying to do something that's free, wake up at the same time every day for 2 weeks and get daylight as early as possible after that. Start there, see if that has an impact. After that, start investigating what is the trigger. Because we jump into it. So it could be your partner snoring, it could be your kids, your pets, alcohol, caffeine, nicotine, your mattress, your pillow. We don't think about what is actually stopping me sleeping.
Really interesting. We're all unnecessarily and probably over the top interested, but everybody is in a way about sleep.
Well, we all need it.
James, thank you very much. Nice to see you this morning.
Thank you very much, James Wilson there.